Hi, my name's Paula, and I bought a 2005 E450 ambulance that I'm converting into a camper. It's pretty exciting. I have so many things that I'm learning to do in this project. Today's video is going to cover what I'm using for a heat source, what I am doing for using water in my sink, which is a foot pump because I want to use as little electricity as possible. I have some lighting in there, what my plans are for solar, and just a couple updates to what I've already done inside in the last 6 weeks. So come meet Vita and see what we've done so far. So this is Vita. The first thing I'm going to show you is what I'm doing for heat, and I decided to go with wood because there is a lot less humidity with wood than there is with propane. So let's go take a look at what I bought. Propane. So I bought this little bad boy used, totally rusted, and I am going to clean him up so that I can use him. I'm going to have to wire brush a lot of this stuff off, and I don't mind using this old barbecue brush because I've learned that the little bristles on these can come off on your grill and they're not actually safe to use. So I'm going to use that for the first step, and I'm going to scrape as much of the old stuff off as I can, and then I'm going to paint it. Okay, I got it all scraped up and sanded, and now I'm going to spray this barbecue paint on it, and then I'm going to heat it up, let it cool down, and paint it again tomorrow. She's burning away in there. Just putting a little polyurethane on my counters that I'm installing. It gives a nice little tint. I think it's gonna look pretty good. Super excited today because I got my marine foot pump that I am putting in the ambulance to pump water into the sink. I didn't want a hand pump because I know that they tend to leak a lot and move a lot. And I did want a powerless system. All that this pump came with was this one sheet of instructions, which when you stop and look at it, I have no idea what that means. I mean, it's just some dimensions. Obviously, I know to hook one end to the water and one to the tap. And all it says is how it's self-priming, double acting, can be installed in a locker, and positioning is easy. So what I did was I bought some hoses and clamps and connected it. The arrow on the top shows me that the water's coming in this one and out this one. So I tried it out in the kitchen sink. Needless to say, the first time I had water all over the floor. Got it tight, and now my foot pump works. So as I did it too, these were straight down, but these move. So that's pretty handy. So I'm pretty excited to get it installed. I've taken the foot pump and fit it underneath here. I just need to secure it here and here, and then there's two spots in the back, and then I just push this down with my foot. I have it connected through the other side, and then just through here the other hose is going to come out and connect to the tap that I'm going to put there. Now on the other side that I have access to from the outside of the ambulance, I have two water jugs, and I just literally took the spigot valve out and my hose fits in there perfectly, and that's where the clean drinking water is coming from. And then this is the drain hose from the sink that connects onto here. I just cut around the lip that was there, clicked this in, which I'm just gonna put some tape over to secure, and then this pops off and on. Although once I'm done driving, I will have to go back and click that on. And this is where the water comes out from the foot pump, and it is going to get fed in through here into the sink area. When I come in the side door into the ambulance, I have this cupboard that I painted black, and what I did is I turned it into a hanging closet for my clothes, and right now I just have a chair in there which will come out. So what I did was I mounted some brackets in there, cut down a pipe that I had and fit it in there, so all my clothes will hang in there and I don't have to worry about drawers. So this is a look on the inside. I've done some painting and put some doorknobs on these cupboards. I just put a little curtain along there because I haven't figured out what I'm going to do. This section I have to put a big handle on. That's where my fridge is going to pull in and out. I did a bit of a little backsplash for my cooking area. And this light up there is actually a solar powered light. Tons of wire, and it's connected to this one over here. So I just pull once or twice for brighter. So those are solar powered, and they are actually connected to a teeny tiny panel that just sits up on my dash. Since I don't have my solar power connections yet, this is my teeny solar panel that keeps those lights working, and they can both be on bright for up to 3 hours approximately. They are Noma brand, and they were from Canadian Tire. Regular $40 for the 2 lights with the solar panel, but they were on sale for $30. Today I also got the charge controller that I had ordered through Amazon. Both of these things are the first time I've ever ordered through there. So it was a lot cheaper to get a 30 amp charge controller online than it was to buy in Canadian Tire. And I like this one because it's going to have all sorts of different readouts of how much power I'm using, how much going in, and how my battery's at. Solar panels go to this to prevent me from overcharging the battery. And then this connects to the battery. And I can also connect it to a 12-volt connection and charge directly that way rather than using an inverter and having more efficient power use. I needed a 30 amp solar charge controller because I have 300 watts of solar panels I'm going to put up, and having a 30 amp charger allows me room to add one more 150 watt solar panel. If I would have went and put a smaller charge controller on, I wouldn't be able to up it to 450 down the road. This is one of the 2 solar panels that I purchased at Canadian Tire. And originally when I bought the first one, I bought their smallest charge controller, which can only handle 8.7 amps, which is what one of these panels is worth. If I look, here's one of the solar panels on the back side. It says right here that it has a rated current for input at 8.7 amps. So that's why I needed a bigger charge controller to fit the ones that I want. So this is like the little power source on the back of the solar panel that connects to these wires that I'm going to have to get a connection for, and then connect both solar panels together and connect them to the solar charge controller. I have a 3000 watt digital power inverter that I need to take my battery, use a fuse that's already in the ambulance, and then connect that to this. Then I can use this to connect to outlets to plug in your regular type of household appliances, or when I want to use shore power and connect like you would with the camper to campsite, it'll connect to this inverter, and again, I can power all my stuff directly that way. So that's a quick update on the things that I've been doing so far. Hopefully you want to follow this journey, and if you do, just hit the subscribe button, ring the little bell, and you'll get notifications when I have more videos up. Super excited to get some more stuff done on Vita and hit the road.